Hey everybody, this is Aaron Reynolds, author of many of these books that you see behind me and a ton more, and welcome to the Aaron Reynolds Stay at Home Show, episode 3. Hey, I'm so glad you chose to join me again, and I'd like to start off today by just asking, how you doing? How's everyone doing? Things are really in a goofy place, and we're all stuck at home, and you might be worried about what's going on in the world, and things don't show any sign of improving real soon. And so I just wanted to remind you that you're not alone if you're feeling that way. You're not alone through all of this. We're all in this together, and really, it's one of the big reasons why I created the Aaron Reynolds Stay at Home Show, is to allow you to allow us to have some fun, some book-focused fun during this very crazy time. So just remember, if you're feeling worried, if you're feeling like you're not sure what the future is going to hold, you're not alone. But we're going to get out all through this together, and we're going to get through it okay. Hey, I am so thankful that you guys have been submitting your comments and your questions down below in the boxes below. And I'm going to start things off today with, you know this section, viewer Q&A. This is the part of the show where I read some of your questions. Now, I wish I could read them all. I can't, but I'm going to read some of them, and I'm going to give you guys answers for those questions. And if I've chosen your question to read on the air, you will win a signed copy of one of my books, and I'll tell you later how to claim your prize. Okay, viewer Q&A. Our first question comes from Bethany By. Bethany By! She is a 3rd grade teacher at Evergreen Elementary School in Holman, Wisconsin. Shout out, Wisconsin. Her question is, are you going to write more chapter books? Ooh, more chapter books. Now, she might be referencing that I do have a new chapter book coming out soon. I'll tell you more about it later. It's called The Incredibly Dead Pets of Rex Dexter. But Bethany wants to know, am I going to be writing more besides the Rex Dexter books? Here's what I'm going to say, Bethany. Stay tuned. I do have another new chapter book series launching this fall. I'm not quite ready to tell you about it yet, but stay tuned to a future episode, and I will give you some sneak peeks of my upcoming fantasy adventure chapter book series that comes out this fall. Thanks for that question, Bethany. Okay, we're going to Kendall. Shout out to Kendall! Kendall is from Rogers Elementary School in Frisco, Texas. And Kendall wants to know, Aaron, where do you get all of your silliness? Do you just have it, or did you learn it from someone? Kendall, you can't learn this. No, you're either born with this level of silliness, or you're not. You can try. Some have tried to learn it along the way, but inevitably, you need to be born with all this silliness. You have to be born with it. Thanks for that question, Kendall. Hey, I'm going to Evelyn C. Evelyn C! Age 7, homeschooled in Lithia, Florida. Her question, good one. A lot of people had this question. How do you find an illustrator? As an author, you're going to be surprised to find this out, Evelyn. I'm about to blow your mind. I do not find an illustrator. No. In most cases, I do not pick my illustrator, and I am not really the main person who does that part of the process. I write my story. I send it to my publisher. They're the company that turns my story into a book. And then the publisher often is the one who will pick out an illustrator. Now, they'll ask me what I think. They'll show me some options. Sometimes we'll have a discussion about it, but I don't pick my illustrators. And in most cases, I never work directly with the illustrator. I don't go over to their house and boss them and be like, draw it like this. Here's my vision. I don't do any of that. They get to draw my characters and interpret them the way they think they should look. Yeah, so I don't pick them, and I don't boss them around and tell them what to do. Great question. Thanks for that one, Evelyn. Okay, our last question today is from Chloe. Chloe, age 5 in Oak Park, Illinois. Chloe wants to know, besides writing books, what is your favorite thing to do? Oh, Chloe. Oh, girl, I like the way you think. That's a good one. Yeah. Chloe, I am going to answer your question, but I'm not going to answer it right now. I'm going to answer it a little bit later in a new segment that I have on this episode. So stay tuned for your answer. It's a great question, and I am going to answer it in just a little bit. Hey, if I read one of your questions on the air today, then here's what you need to do to claim your autographed book. You're going to go to the little description box below this video, and you're going to see there that I posted my website. If you go to my website, there'll be instructions there to email me through my website. Email me your name, your address, and your mailing address so that I can send you your copy of the book. Do me a favor though, if you're submitting comments or questions, don't send them to me via email. Those should go in the comment section below the description box, and I would love for you to send me as many more questions as you can and keep them coming for future episodes. Okay, that is the end of our viewer Q&A, which means it's time for a new segment, and that segment is called Aaron Reynolds, Non-Aaron Reynolds Book Recommendations. This is the part of the show where I recommend a book to you that I really think you should read that also happens to be not a book written by me. Of course, I think you should read all the books that I wrote. We know that, right? Yes, nod, you're with me. You should read those. Good. But this one is not written by me. Today's Aaron Reynolds, non-Aaron Reynolds book recommendation is a middle grade chapter book. So if you're in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, this one's perfect for you. And today's recommendation is, drum roll please, Mrs. Bixby's Last Day, written by John David Anderson. This is an amazing book about 3 guys, and they find out that their teacher, their favorite teacher, is sick and in the hospital. And they're really worried about her. And so they go on an adventure. They wind up cutting school and going on an adventure to go and visit her at the hospital. And so it sounds like it might be kind of a sad book. And there are parts at the end that maybe are a little pull on your heartstrings. But mostly it is a very fun and adventurous book, and has lots of great characters and great heart. So for sure, pick this up. First chance you get. For sure, read it. And so that is my Aaron Reynolds, non-Aaron Reynolds book recommendation of today. Hey, that's going to lead me into a new segment, a segment that is going to answer Chloe's question that she asked earlier. And that segment is called Hobby Hangout. Hey, I want to talk to you about hobbies today. You know, we're trapped inside, a lot of us right now. A lot of time on our hands. We're not in school like normal. And you might be wondering what to do with all that extra time. Hobbies are a really important thing in my life. I'm spending my time writing books. I'm spending my time, doing screen time, like probably a lot of us are doing, movies and watching TV shows and playing video games and stuff like that. I like screen time sometimes, but I don't like it all the time. Sometimes I want to do something that stimulates my imagination. Sometimes I want to do something that lets me create, that gets me away from a screen and lets me create something new and fresh that maybe I've never thought about before. Well, my number one hobby is reading, but I have another hobby. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I'd love to share it with you today. This hobby was actually inspired by Miss Bixby's Last Day. When I first read this book, there's a character in it that builds models. It's a big part of this character. And as a kid, I had never built a model. It's just not something I ever did as a kid. I never put together a car model or an airplane model. And I remember I was reading that book, and it was summertime a few years ago. And I said, I have never built a model. I think I want to try. Maybe it's something I would enjoy. So I did. I ordered a Star Wars spaceship model, and I got it and I began to put it together. And after I put it together, I had so much fun. I painted it, and this is that model that I made. It is Slave One, which is Boba Fett's ship. And this is the very first model that I made. And I got so excited about making it and so excited about painting it that I decided I wanted to do another model. And so I began on this journey of this new hobby that I really enjoyed, all inspired by Mrs. Bixby's last day. So after I put together that model, I ordered another model of, this ship, the Millennium Falcon. I don't like cars and I don't like airplanes, but I really love spaceships. And so I put together this model. It came from a kit, and I put it together and built it and began to paint it. You can see my painting skills had started to improve. I started to add all kinds of weathering effects and things to make it look old and grungy, and I really enjoyed that model. And then I decided to do something different. I wanted to create a model of Rey's speeder bike, from The Force Awakens. And I couldn't find any model kits of them. And so I found something on YouTube called a video about something called scratch building. And it was basically people building cars or spaceships or creations out of just junk in the house, like rooting through the recycling bin and pulling out all kinds of plastic things and putting them together in odd ways and then painting them and turning them into something. And so the next model I built was this one. And it is called Rey's Speeder. And it is not made from a model kit. It is built all from junk in the recycling bin. I molded the saddle here out of clay. I found little jewelry making bits and bobs from, some old jewelry stuff kit that we had in the house. And I just put it together and built it out of stuff that I found, pieces from other model kits. Now, before I painted it, it looked like a big bunch of junk, all stuck together and glued together. But after I painted it, it really came together, and I could see that all those different bits and bobs that I put together came together as one cohesive ship. It was really fun, scratch building. And then I'd love to share with you the model that I'm most proud of. And this was kind of an advanced model for me. It's part of a kit and also part scratch built. And I call it the Space Ace. It's kind of an airship. And you can see I was challenging myself to create new things with smoke effects, and there's little waving flags on here and lots of little details and even seagulls and stuff. And this was part of a kit, but also I added elements that I found in the recycling bin. So that's one of my hobbies. And Chloe, I hope that answers your question about one of my favorite things to do for fun is. I'm curious though, what your hobbies are. What things do you like to do for fun that aren't involving a screen? Maybe you're not sure what your hobbies are. Maybe you want to try this week to put together a spaceship or a car or some creation of your own using the stuff you find in your recycling bin. Do some scratch building. Hey, if you decide to do something or put something together, or if you already have a hobby you like, share it with me in the comments section below. I'd love to hear about your hobbies. And if you decide to create a scratch-built creation of your own, post a photo of it on social media somewhere. You can post it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. I'll leave my tag names for all my social media in the description box below. Tag me on it if you put a video out on social media, and maybe I can show some of those pictures off in a future episode. All right, now you know a little bit about my hobbies. They help me get through hard times like now, and I hope that your hobbies are helping you create something and make something good and powerful and heartfelt and meaningful in these scary and uncertain times. All right, well, that leads us to our next segment, and that segment is Read Aloud time, and that means it's time where I read one of my books. Today's Read Aloud selection is Sea Monkey and Bob. Written by me, Aaron Reynolds. Illustrated by Debbie Ridpath Oe. And I think you'll see why I read this today. It's about some characters that have some uncertainty in them and some scaredness in them and how they solve it and deal with it together. Here we go. Great inside cover pages. Aren't those amazing? Okay, here we go. Sea Monkey and Bob. Hi, I am Bob. I am a pufferfish.
And I am Sea Monkey.
What's wrong, Sea Monkey?
I am scared.
What's the matter?
I am scared I am going to sink right down to the bottom of the ocean. It is dark at the bottom of the ocean. I am also scared of the dark.
You will not sink.
I could sink, Bob. I am much heavier than I look. Heavy things sink.
They do?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anchors sink.
Yes, but anchors are really heavy.
Tubas sink.
Tubas? Really? I did not know that.
Rocks sink.
Uh-oh. You may be right about this.
Dinosaurs sink.
You have never seen a dinosaur.
That is true, but I am pretty sure they sink.
Gosh. Now I am nervous.
Why? You are not heavy.
I am scared I am going to float.
Float?
I am a very light fish. I could float right up to the surface. There is air at the surface. I am scared of the air.
You will not float.
I might. I am pretty light. Lots of light things float.
Really?
Uh-huh. Blimps. Blip, 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 blip. Float.
Are you sure? They are so big.
Yup. Feathers. Blip, 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 blip. Float.
I always wondered why there were no birds down here.
Yup. Tennis balls. Blip, 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 blip. Float.
You are really making some good points here.
Pumpkins. Blip, 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 blip. Float.
Pumpkins are not light.
They still float.
Oh my.
It is happening! I think I am floating, Sea Monkey!
It is starting, Bob. I think I am sinking.
Grab my fin, Sea Monkey. I will save you.
Grab my tail, Bob. I will save you. I am not sinking.
I am not floating.
I will
Never let go of you, Sea Monkey.
never.
Nope, we will stick together. Then you will never sink.
I will never let go of you, Bob.
Even not on holidays?
No way. Then you will never float.
It is working.
Like magic.
I am not scared anymore, Sea Monkey.
Me neither. Except for jellyfish. I am still scared of jellyfish. I think it is the stingers, and they are gooey. Yep. Jellyfish are scary.
Oh, do not be scared of jellyfish, Sea Monkey.
Why not?
Because jellyfish float. The end. Sea Monkey and Bob have worries too. They're worried about uncertain things. They're worried about what's going to happen next. Maybe you can relate to them right now. but they find that when they stick together, when they hang tight, it doesn't take the fear all away, but it makes it a lot easier to get through it. And you have your family close to you. You have other people out here like me that are going through this together with you. And so we do not have to be afraid. We're all in this together. Oh, my friends, I have had an amazing time being with you today. My time is almost up, but I have time for one final segment, and that is the Rex Dexter Countdown. As you may know, I have a brand new chapter book coming out April 28th. Many new release books have decided to postpone their release during this time because maybe people aren't going to bookstores anymore. Well, my publisher has said now is the right time to be publishing a brand new book. And so we are still planning on publishing The Incredibly Dead Pets of Rex Dexter. And from today, our countdown is 28 days until The Incredibly Dead Pets of Rex Dexter comes out. Hey, if you would like to get your hands on any of the books I've talked about today, Sea Monkey and Bob, Miss Bixby's Last Day, pre-order The Incredibly Dead Pets of Rex Dexter. You know how I feel about independent bookstores. I love my favorite independent bookstore, Anderson's Bookstore, and you can go to them. You'll find their info in the description box below. But you can also go to BOOKSHOP.org. They are a great website that all deals with independent bookstores. You know, a lot of the online bookstore places where you might be used to getting your books, the big places, they're delaying book orders right now because they're trying to get the most essential things like food and toilet paper and paper towels to people quickest. If you want to get your books quick, give bookshop.org a try, or another local bookstore that you know of. But you can find all these books and so much more at bookshop.org. They didn't pay me to say that. I just think it's a great place to get books. You should give it a try. Hey, that is the end of my time with you today. And I hope you had another great time on today's episode of the Aaron Reynolds Stay at Home Show. I look forward to my time with you next episode. Until then, remember, we're all in this together. Do not be afraid. Hey, thanks for coming and thanks for spending time with me. And I will see you next time on the Aaron Reynolds Stay at Home Show.